Alrighty, so the new Tower of Trials floors are out, and today we're going to be going over floor 27. So this one is basically some hammers and a bunch of gold. Nothing too crazy. Valenti is our target here, and the gimmick is you want to use stances. I did test out the two things that I specifically wanted to know, which were should you use counter stances and do multiple stances, make it faster. First of all, you need to go over to other effects and then go to defense stances if you're going to select them. I mean, you can use counter stances, but oh, maybe that's choosing characters that have both. You can use counter stances. I'm not going to be using counter stances because honestly, they really just waste time. The enemy has either like incredibly high stats or whatever the case may be, to where they really don't take a whole lot of damage from stances to begin with. So you might as well just go with the gimmick, which is just to use a stance card once per turn. You can get rid of other cards in hand if you really need to, but you can see, I mean, we have gray debuffs on. That means we can't use anything other than stance cards. So this one is pretty self-explanatory, if I'm being honest. The whole gimmick here is that once you put on a stance, it's going to put a corrosion stack on all of the enemies, and the corrosion stack is actually going to deal a ton of damage. So we're basically just going to pop one, get rid of some other cards out of hand, so that way we can keep using stances throughout the fight. Like I said, the two things that I wanted to test were using counter units. I used Green Sariel first, and his stances were only his counters were only dealing like 1,000 damage, and having to go through them attacking you, it showing up that little thing where he's like, I'm countering, and then him sending the attack back at them just to do very minimal damage was not worth it in the slightest. It was a lot more time consuming than it needed to be. Total waste of time. So definitely don't recommend using counters, but obviously if you don't have any of these characters powered up or whatever the case may be, you're not using these characters. If you have counter characters, you can use them. It's not the end of the world. And I guess it technically does more damage, but it's very minimal. The other thing that I wanted to test was, can you stack multiple corrosion stacks? And the answer is no. It is a gray stack that it puts on. It's dealing like 200k damage, which is actually kind of fun. And also, Valenti has a revive during this as well, so you will not be able to kill her and all of the other ones on the same turn, I don't think. But yeah, if you activate more than one stance, you can see it right there. Since we use two, it literally just refreshes that buff. So it's not gonna hurt debuff, I guess. But it's not going to do anything super crazy there. I don't know. It's literally just time consuming more than anything. And I'm using a level 60 Gil Thunder here, and he's still actually surprisingly tanking quite well. I mean, I do have Tarmiel stance on since he's my main tank during this turn, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, pretty simple stage, pretty self-explanatory. She does have her ultimate here, and the only taunt that I have is from Gil Thunder, so I'm wondering if she'll kill him here. Still doesn't even really do that much damage. The other two are going to use their ultimates. Okay, so that one actually did a pretty decent amount of damage. It's probably going to kill Gil Thunder here, which it does, but it doesn't really matter. I think that the fact that they killed one of my characters got rid of the corrosion stack there, so maybe you might want to have somebody a little bit more powerful than Gil Thunder, I guess. That is also very interesting. She doesn't have... she's only sealed. She's only, ultimate move gauge sealed. So that's kind of interesting. Not that you're... I don't know if you would technically be able to bring in a damage dealer in the backline and have them come down and do damage, but like I said, they have really high stats, and you're not going to be doing a whole lot of damage to them with counters, so I can only imagine that regular attacks are not going to do much either. But either way, this one feels very boring. Nothing too crazy here, very self-explanatory. So yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. She does get the revive here. I think and I hope that this last corrosion stack will be enough to kill her, but pretty easy. So that's pretty much the whole gimmick. Pretty simple. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you need any of the other Tower of Trials floors, videos or whatever the case may be. Obviously, if you're watching this one and you're doing this one, you've already beat all of the other ones, so you probably don't at the moment. But if you're watching this in the future, you know, hopefully whenever the next Tower of Trials floors come out, I'll already have videos on those, so feel free to go check those out if you need them. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, see you guys later.